I joined the BBC in 1980, went straight into sound department where I met Mallory. He'd already been in since about 1979, hadn't you? Yeah. And we worked in one of the smaller studios. And I was his trainee for the first year that I was there.
We started work on a speaker just for amusement. Actually, it came about, I bought a design book for him for his birthday one year. And we started working on concepts from the book, and decided it would be good to try and produce an alternative to the LS35A, which was a very well-known speaker, still is a very well-known speaker, which we knew very well from the BBC days. We wanted to make something that performed better than that was smaller than that.
We started to get orders from some of the larger studio complexes. What we found was happening was they were ordering sets of loudspeakers, enough for the studio. And then we were getting repeat orders, which was something of a mystery, but we found out they were taking them home. We decided to restyle the products at that point, so we redesigned them so they have gold fittings and the wooden type fronts, and we moved the company into the hi-fi arena. I think our design process is probably unique in the industry. There are only the two of us, and we bring something, as I said, unique to the table. Both of us have a very long history in audio, specifically professional audio. Accuracy is the most important thing for us. Having spent many years working in music studios or in live music situations, I know what a saxophone, for instance, should sound like. So when designing the equipment, ultimately I want it to sound as real as possible. And that in many ways is a different approach to that of many other companies.
Our first electronics product was Tucana, and we released that, I think, the April of 2006. We won Integrated Amplifier of the Year 4 months later with Hi-Fi News. Later on that year we launched our first CD player, Antilla, which has won a string of awards across Europe, and we received awards for the new Pulse and Stream family, so the industry's accepted us very well for a growing brand. Lee had a long history in audio and film before Leema, where he won a number of awards.
Yeah, both in the BBC and when I was freelance. I worked on programs like Casualty and Prime Suspect, but I got awards, a BAFTA for Children of the Revolution and a Prix Italia for a film by a dance company called DV8, which was called Enter Achilles.
We have a real appreciation from the technical aspect of mixing in Lee's case and designing studios in my case for surround. So when we're approaching home theatre, we're approaching it from an end that we did professionally. We actually built theatres. You know, I've built theatres across the world, and Lee's mixed, you know, many award-winning feature films and television things.
I was part of the team that installed the sound system in the Dominion in Tottenham Court Road for a new film at the time called Star Wars, which was the first Dolby surround feature film release.
The design team is just myself and Lee, which is fairly unusual in this industry. I mean, it gives us a lot of challenges because there's only two of us to do the actual work, but it also means that we have much tighter control, and so the ideas don't get diluted. I tend to do the electronic design and the software side, and he works on the CAD side and general design side.
We didn't want to dilute the company by moving manufacturing or design or any other aspect of the business to China or anywhere else. We tried to keep all of the processes within the EU, within the UK, and all the electronic build is all done in Wales.
The side effect of that is that we get much better quality control because we're on top of the production. Sourcing major parts and builds from somewhere like China is very hard to control and to keep the quality aspect up. And so it was something that we were particularly keen to do anyway, just from a quality control aspect, was to keep as many of the parts sourced, certainly within the UK and Europe as possible. We discovered JK Engineering, and their heritage in Formula One obviously speaks volumes about the quality of work that they're used to doing.
He does the faceplates of all of the products. He does things like the knobs, and those parts are crucial in terms of their quality because that's the part the customer sees first, and they have to be finished to the very highest standard, which he's very good at because of course he works in the Formula One field. He's used to working to very tight tolerances and very high standards.